Dadgummit. Check. Ridiculous. Unbelievable. Let's see. All right. We're getting going. We're out here with another episode of Gladiator Wrestling Podcast. At least half of it. Let's see. I'm getting a few things ready and let some people get in here. I am going solo tonight. This is the first time on the channel we've done a solo podcast. So, let's see. That ain't what I need. Shit, it's so damn hard. Okay. That hopefully has everything I need. Oh, shit. I didn't have to go that far. Let's see. How's that one? Yeah, I'd rather have that. All right. And then I'm getting results pulled up so we can get to firing away. That's what I wanted. Okay. I gotta make sure I can hear my damn self. That right? Yeah. Let's see. Pulling one other thing up. Just saw some pretty sad news. Just reported, looks like 22 minutes ago. Let's see. Yep. Looks like the news broke just about 20 minutes ago that Chris Christopherson has passed away at the age of 88. One of, if not the best songwriter of all times. Hate to hear that heartbreaking news. We're going to jump right into wrestling. Huh? Oh, what the hell? I pulled up my news feed real quick, and then the first thing on here was WWE stops Lawler/Hogan Memphis match. But that's from April 23rd, 2007. I don't. They tried to get me with that one. Huh? The hell? I think anyway. Let's see. That's weird. Anyways. All right, guys. If you didn't already notice, this one's going to be a solo. I don't have my partner with me tonight. Some technical difficulties over on his end, completely out of our control. But he said the show must go on, so do it solo. What up? Yeet is right. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that end of Raw. What's going on, Fleming? Appreciate you guys for joining in. If you missed it just a second ago when I was talking about it, I'm solo tonight. We had some technical difficulties over on the other end that were completely out of our control. And he said, I'm just not going to be able to do it tonight, man, but go ahead and do it. Go solo. Let the show go on. So here I am. Right off the back of last week's podcast, it was a hell of a fun time. Great involvement in the giveaway. That package should be arriving for the winner in the next couple of days. So appreciate everybody for joining in last week and coming back for this week. It's been a lot of fun. And we're fixing to jump into it and talk about the results. That was a killer match and did not end the way I was expecting it to, I don't think. Kind of hard. Let's not wait around. Let's jump into it. Let's go ahead and start. Hell with it. Let's start with Raw. Scrolling down. Oh, yes. That's one of those prized possession type ones now. I actually, my daughter picked that up at the Nashville flea market for me for $10. We do a booth out there selling antiques and other collectibles, and she went walking around, and she found that, and she come back and she said, "Can I have $10?" And I was like, "Why you always come and asking for money?" No, kids. And I gave her the $10. Anyway, she came back with that Bray Wyatt figure, and it was actually that was before he passed. Not long before, I don't think, but before he passed. And I set it on the shelf and was like, I don't know if I want to open that. And then after he passed, I'm like, I can't open that, man. Can't do it. So that is my only Bray Wyatt figure. I do have the Fiend Ultimate Edition somewhere in the mix. Is he on this shelf? Yeah, there he is. Oh, y'all can't see. I'm locking the whole damn thing. He's right back here, though. Yeah, rest in peace. All right, what matches did we have? Did we? Wait a minute. Son of a... I pulled up the wrong damn week for Raw results. Try that again. I don't know how much country music you guys listen to, but Chris Christopherson, they just broke the news, passed away today, or yesterday, I guess. CM Punk and Drew Angel. No, that's a preview. Can I just get my damn results? Now, why would they Google? Why would they put the week before's first and then this week's? Anyways, moving down. What matches did we have? Not very many. Looking at this. We had right on. Me too. I could listen to almost anything. All right, we had the big thing between Rhea and Liv and all that. We got Sami Zayn versus Ludwig Kaiser. That was a decent match. Once again, though, Gunther said no to Sami Zayn, even though Sami beat Kaiser for the. It's right on. I just don't know what to think about Sami Zayn versus Gunther. I'm just not interested in the match, but it pains me to talk that shit because I do like Sami Zayn. It's just not this particular run. We got that backstage segment. They're still teasing Kofi and Xavier breaking up. I know Chris thinks it's going to be a full-blown breakup, and my only issue with it is I don't see them pushing either one of them, so I don't see the breakup meaning anything. But, maybe. Then we got Dragon Lee versus Carlito. Let's see. That match got a C on Bleacher Report here. Dragon Lee got the win. That entrance though, he come out looking like it was a pay-per-view. he got a full-blown entrance. Yeah. Agreed, Fleming. Agreed. Let's see. Then we had wish my stuff would not do that. The Miz versus Bronson Reed, or not. Of course, Braun Strowman attacked before the match could really get going. And these two, once again, all out chaos. I love what they're doing with Reed and Strowman. It's like just all out chaos. But they're straying away from what AEW is doing and not going over the top with the violence. It's just chaos. And they're doing it really well. I'm enjoying it. Miz got the hell out of there. He was like, nope, not happening. Let me ask everybody what they think real quick. How do you say his damn name? Joe Tessitore. How are we thinking about the Michael Cole replacement as Joe Tessitore? He's improving as the weeks go by, but him and Wade Barrett are never going to be Michael Cole and Pat McAfee. It's never not going to happen. Never. Okay, then we had a Drew McIntyre promo. I hope this is the end of this rivalry. I mean, what's going on with that bottle? I've had trouble with that cap all day. The Drew and CM Punk rivalry, I think drug out way too long because of his interest. Joe Hendry, there you go. Like Punk, I mean, the promos they're cutting are pretty good. Oh, okay. Um, but it's getting very hard to stay just pulled in. Yes, agreed. He definitely needs more time to call Raw. I mean, he's improving, but he's got a lot. He's got a long way to go. Um, yeah, Punk and Drew. I just hope that was it. That's this next Saturday. I hope that's the end of that feud, and they can both move on. There's other things, so much more that CM Punk should be doing than jacking around with Drew McIntyre for a whole year, basically. I mean, yes, he got hurt and had to take time off, but the feud kept up, which was good. I mean, they did that right. It drug it out to where now it just feels like we have another match. We just had the strap match thing. Like, why would we need another match after that? Generally, you use those kind of matches to end a feud, not keep one going. But Hell in a Cell should end the feud. There should not be anything after Hell in a Cell. Moving down, we had Damage Control versus Unholy Union. Both women's tag teams that I love. These two teams are great. Um, Isla Dawn and Alba Fire, absolutely fire. And then Damage Control with Io Sky and Kairi Sane. I mean, can't complain. Roman and Seth retire. And you know what? It's interesting you bring that up because you look at it and it's like, they've done everything they need to do. They could retire now. They're still in their prime. They still got plenty to go. I do not see them going into their 50s and 60s like we've seen, some of our favorites do. I think we're in a different time now. And it's just at the level that we're performing now. I'm not dogging anything about the way that others performed because they performed amazing, made way more shit than I can do. I just think that with the level we're at now and the way they perform, there's nothing going to be there for them to prove once they get there. So, I see Roman maybe another couple years, Seth maybe 5. I don't see them continuing for a long time in ring. There's plenty for them to stay in the business and do out of the ring. I just see them transitioning out of in-ring competition, both by the end of the next 5 years. I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong, and they may both wrestle up into their damn 60s. I would have never thought that in 2024 I would still see Sting wrestle. So, but I saw Sting wrestle and take spots that 30-year-old guys probably wouldn't do. So, they're pretty wild. Damage Control defeated the Unholy Union. And then we had New Day versus American Made. New Day took the loss, and then we see Xavier Woods with his frustration. Let's see. Yeah, American Made took the win. Let's see. Yeah, backstage, we got Woods and going off on Rey Mysterio and the LWO, which is leading to Woods and Mysterio this tomorrow night. We got the promo video with Damian Priest. He cuts a good promo. I mean, is it the best in the business by far, leaps and bounds? No, but he cuts a good one. Absolutely. Seth or Roman, either one would hit big in Hollywood. I see Seth having a killer movie career, to be perfectly honest. The only reason I say Roman wouldn't do as good as Seth is because Roman's going to fall into that typecasted thing, and he's going to constantly get nothing but action movies, and he's probably going to play the same guy each time. and not that that's necessarily bad, and I think he'll do great, but that is why we saw the drastic change that we've seen in the past few months of Batista. Uh, he's done playing the role of Drax and keeping all that muscle on, and then that movie he did a horror movie, The Cabin or something like that. I think it's called The Cabin. He put on a lot of weight. He was over 300 pounds for that movie, and now he's dropped all that weight and is feeling good, and with a different physique is able to look at other roles and hopefully be considered. I think he's a great actor, so I think Batista can do plenty of other things besides just the muscle bound freak dude. Take a yeah, yeah, Roman, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. So he would absolutely do that perfect. Playing bad guys in movies. I think that'd be a great spot for Roman. But once he does that first one and he kills at it, and he will, that'd be pretty much all he gets. And like I said, that's not a big problem or anything. It'll be good to watch, and I think you're probably right. I see Roman transitioning into that in the next couple of years, possibly if he's got real interest in it. You know, Roman's got a really heavy family presence in the business, so he may want to stay close to wrestling. But he could do both. You know, he doesn't have to have the full blown schedule that The Rock has, because I when he was there for a few years, like it seemed like every month there was a new movie coming out starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson or Dwayne Johnson. But the main event for Monday Night Raw was, of course, the Intercontinental Championship. Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker. This match left myself and Chris. I go ahead and speak for him, even though he's not here. Left us speechless. I sat there in my chair for about 5 minutes after this was over, and I was like, my phone's going to ring any second now. Any second now. Yeah. And sure enough, my phone rang, and he said that I just witnessed that. And I really wish he was here with me tonight to talk about this, because this is a big deal. And there's a lot of concern with the way this was done, because there was no way to come out of this match on top. One way, they can't keep bringing Jey to the top and getting him all the way to a title match and lose. You know, I don't know right off the bat how many times it's happened, but it's been several times over the course of this year. Title match, lose. Intercontinental title match, lose. Title match, lose. Like, they can't keep bringing him up. He's way too over. The fans are through the roof for Jey, and I thought that Jey Uso is amazing. The in-ring talent there is phenomenal, and I do see him being a heavyweight champion. Is he going to be a record-breaking length or anything like that? No, but he's going to be a good champion eventually, and it's going to be pretty cool. But the problem with giving the title to him on this night is you've got Braun Breaker, who's been unstoppable, now takes the L and loses his title on his second title defense. And the big takeaway here is, you know, how much does this hurt Braun Breaker's push? Now, there's always that possibility that there's something behind the scenes and Braun Breaker caused some issues, and that's a punishment. I don't know that for a fact. I'm not stating that for a fact. It's a possibility. But I think the fact of the matter was, no matter what they did, Jey was going to have to come away with that win. As much as I didn't want Braun to lose that title yet, and a lot of others did not see that as a good idea, also wasn't a good idea to bring Jey to a title match again and have him lose. Um, I don't think this title run with the Intercontinental title is going to be very long. He might. See, I just don't know if he's going to hold it till the end of the year. Maybe. I think. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to play this. But the next step for Braun Breaker is what I'm really curious about. Well, Jay has no problems. So Jay can take this Intercontinental title, run with it, use it as a stepping stool, and eventually get a title shot. That's fine. Jay can lose this title, join back with Jimmy, win tag titles all day long. Jay and Jimmy can join the bloodline. Jay has got plenty of stuff he can do. Braun Breaker can only just go running through people. There's not, from my vision, there's not 3 or 4 other storylines already laid out that Braun can go do. There's not a tag team. Him and Baron Corbin not on the same thing. Nobody needs to see him and Baron Corbin tag again. Braun is on a singles run. He needs to stay on a singles run. Could they throw him in the mix with Bronson and Braun? They could. It's not necessary. That feud doesn't need Braun Breaker. I don't know what feud does. We've said it on the channel many, many times. The next thing we want to see out of Braun Breaker is him and Gunther at WrestleMania, and he be the one to take that crown off of Gunther. I don't know if that's what's going to happen. That's what I'd like to see. But this little hiccup could have been bad. And the reason I say could have been, it's not going to be as bad as it could have been because he still came out of the match looking absolutely like a monster. Because these two tore the house down with this match. So had it been a lackluster match and he dropped the title, not a good thing for his career. Was not a lackluster match. He gets the call, knows he's dropping the title. You got two options. Go, it's all right, that's what's best for business. I'm gonna go out and kill it. Or you go, I don't agree with that. I'm pissed off about it, and you go out and have a shitty match. That just kills the push, and there's nowhere for him to go from there. So from here though, I don't know what he does. I was telling Chris, like, they could pull this off like back in the day. Intercontinental title feuds where the title goes back and forth were amazing. The one I go back to made 2 of the biggest stars in wrestling history. Stone Cold and The Rock feuded over the Intercontinental title long before they feuded over the heavyweight. They had a killer feud over the Intercontinental, and I think Braun Breaker and Jey Uso have that. And I hope that's what they do with this, because you've got Braun with the deep family roots. You've got Jey with deep, deep, deep family roots. So this, as much as I was disappointed to see Braun drop the title, and like I said, speechless. I sat there just, but no, but I could not find a way out of this match other than Braun dropping the title for them to still be able to use Jey, because if Jey goes out there and just gets stomped like Braun should have done, it's bad for business. So unfortunately, I got to take a line from Stephanie and Triple H and say, as much as I don't want to see that title on anyone but Braun Breaker right now, that's what's best for business. $20 years. With Roman's family as deep in as it is, I'm sure it's it's not real surprising about it for him to be in the business that long. But 2004, yeah, I can see. I don't remember when his debut was, but he did NXT for a while. You know, they had the Shield in NXT before they ever had the Shield on Raw and SmackDown. It's crazy to think that he has been in it for that long, though. Let's see. Wow, they only gave that match a B for the Intercontinental title. I'm surprised by that. Okay. So the answer was right there on the screen in front of me, and I didn't look over at it. That was the seventh time Jay had been sent to a singles title match and lost. Or that would have been the seventh if he'd have lost. 6 times he got up there to win a singles title and lost. So seventh time he finally got the win. That's a bit ridiculous for them to push it, for them to wait that long. I think he should have had singles title before now. Um, and if you listen to any of the podcasts and stuff with Rikishi, he'd have told you. Oh yeah, down there before it was NXT. That makes sense. All right. Let's see. We'll do the week in order. So after that, we'll go to Dynamite instead of going to WWE and then AEW. We'll look at Dynamite real quick. This was Grand Slam. Um, the big matches here were going to be Bryan Danielson versus Nigel McGuinness and John Moxley versus Darby Allin with Darby's AEW World Title shot on the line. Um, let's see. So they opened the show with Nigel McGuinness and Bryan Danielson. What was the grade on the match? A B plus. I think they put on a good match. It was nice to see Nigel McGuinness back in the ring. Um, it was definitely different, and you could tell he's been out of the ring for a little while. Some of the punches and stuff that he was throwing were not looking as strong as they should have, but it was still a good match. And he did look winded, really. So I don't see why those championships wouldn't count. I guess it all depends on who you're talking to, but I would say they should count. Wow. That was Nigel McGuinness's first singles match in 13 years. That's a long time. But he looked good for being out of the ring that long. At the end, we had Christian Cage come out and like he was about to sign that contract so he could cash in and take the title off of Bryan Danielson. But Kip Sabian run out and stole the pin, and then Christian chased him off. Uh, that portion was kind of stupid. I think Christian having that contract is stupid too, though. So, um, let's see. Oh, and we got this was the part that Chris was happy about. So we got Hook versus Roderick Strong uh, for the FTW Championship. The match itself got to be Hook is actually getting better. Uh, just like anything else, he's going to improve over time, and he's got the training and the skills and he just got to get it going. Uh, Hook got the win, and then after the match, he did something that we've been talking about on here. Uh, he retired the FTW title, handed it back to his dad, Taz, and now we have one less title on AEW, and that is a good thing. I think that title that Okada is carrying right now needs to be combined with the international, and go ahead and, of course, you can't call it intercontinental, but just do a unification match, and then just only have the international. They don't have to rename. There's too many titles. There's no reason for that one. Let's see. Then we had the Young Bucks versus Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher. And I'm going to be honest. There's no way the Bucks should have come out of this with a win. As good as they are at this point in their career, they're not as good as Ospreay and Fletcher. Just there. I said it. That's how it goes. The match got an A-, though. It was a good match. The Bucks looked as good as they have in a long time. They have not looked that good in a while. So kudos to them. It was a good match. Let's see. Yeah, the match got an A- according to Bleacher. Moving down, we got Mariah May versus Yuka Sakazaki. My question about Mariah May is we had this long build-up and then a short feud because we saw it coming. But then the feud with Toni Storm was not that long. She won the championship. Toni Storm's over in Japan now doing other things. And all they've been doing is just feeding people to Mariah May in little short matches. So, I mean, something's got to be coming. Now, I do know Britt Baker's about to come back. Like, she was allowed to come off suspension for a little bit to do the what was it, all in or all out? The hell was it? The one in London, anyway. I already forgot what it was. And then she had to finish her suspension. So that's why we got Britt, and then all of a sudden we didn't have her for a little bit. I don't think they should have put her back on suspension. They should have let her keep going. But anyways, that may be what we're waiting on. We may be waiting on Britt to come back and challenge Mariah May because it's kind of getting boring because she just comes out, has quick matches with some decent competitors, and moves on. We did get, we talked about this a little bit on the shorter news show I did on Thursday. We got MVP made his debut and came out and basically told Prince Nana he was not a good manager and that Swerve Strickland needed to come join MVP, and he wanted him to talk business. And Chris texted me and was like, "Oh wow, MVP now." I said, "Yep," and he wants to talk business with Swerve Strickland. Chances are, if MVP's there, Lashley's not far behind. So we already know the MVP has filed some trademarks for a new name for a new faction. It's basically a Hurt Business, but they couldn't use Hurt Business, so he's got the new name. I can't remember what it was. We talked about it on one of the shows a while back. So interested to see where that goes. Lashley's never a bad talent to have around. He's always been good, so interesting to see where that's headed. This next match had me a little torn. We got Jon Moxley versus Darby Allin. Now, I am a Darby Allin guy. Also a Mox guy. I paid extra to make sure I got the Darby Allin figure I wanted because they damn AEW figures there for the longest time were never in store, and I had to have Darby Allin. Oh yeah, it's still in my I have from the trading cards. I pulled a like what was it like 1 of 10 Darby Allin autograph card and lost my shit. So I am a Darby Allin guy. So I had trouble with this match. Didn't know who to root for. Had a feeling it was going to go the way it went though. Uh, Moxley got the win, which means he now has that title shot that was Darby's. I don't like that. Uh, but that's leading to Mox and Bryan Danielson at Wrestle Dream. Is that what they calling it? Wrestle Dream, I think it is. Uh, well, I don't know how that match is going to go. Does Danielson lose and then he's retired? Because the way this is going, I don't see Mox losing. Like, this was the plan all along. And I think Wrestle Dream at this match, if Mox wins, we see the mastermind behind this stuff. So I don't know. We're gonna find out though. What? Nobody cares about that. Anyway, it was a hell of a match. Darby, as usual, absolute nut. Some of the bumps he took were outrageous. Let's see. The way Mox got the win though, he hit the Death Rider from the middle row, and it was the way he hit that was fantastic. As much as John Moxley uses the over the top violence in his matches most of the time, he can wrestle. Like, he doesn't need all the ultra violence. He can put on really good matches. So, and he really did a good job there. After he got the win, Bryan Danielson showed up, attacked Mox. Then Marina Shafir, Pac, and Claudio got involved. The crowd was chanting for Wheeler Yuta to come out, and he didn't. Okay, and then that was the end of Dynamite. Close that out. We'll talk about SmackDown real quick. So the original goal for tonight was going to be do our top 10 hardcore champions, and we're going to save that for a different day, since how we don't have the two of us here. So SmackDown, let's see what we had on SmackDown. About par for the course. It's been only 3 or 4 matches on SmackDown. So let's see. They screwed that up. Am I on the wrong one again? Damn, Google. Why it keeps doing that to me? I'll get these results pulled real quick. I guess I'll go with this one. So we had let's see, Randy Orton opened up SmackDown. Always good to see Randy Orton. Then he had Kevin Owens come out, or actually he brought out Cody Rhodes to be like, hey, y'all, all this time we've been trying to get rid of him, and now you're teaming with Roman Reigns after everything you've been through with Roman Reigns. Are you out of your mind? Type stuff. And of course, then we had Owens come out, and Owens told. Then the Bloodline comes out, makes the challenge for tonight. Owens told Cody, you got your match. You stay back there. You've got a tag team partner for your match. I've got my tag team partner. We're going to do this match. We don't, So obviously we're seeing that Kevin Owens is not happy about what Cody Rhodes is doing. We'll find out eventually how unhappy he is, though. And then later backstage, you see Randy and Randy, Kevin, and Cody talking, and Kevin tells Cody, "Don't come out there. Stay out of our match. You've got a match. Stay out of our match." But then Orton told him, go ahead. If you see we're outnumbered, go ahead and come out. We kind of, ain't gonna be no surprise how that ends up. But then we got Nia Jax. She was threatening Tiffany Stratton in the back. Then we had Bayley versus Naomi for a shot at Nia Jax. Bayley did get the win. I don't know how much longer this Bayley-Naomi friendship lasts, because Naomi's kind of looking like she's thinking about a heel turn. I don't know. Interesting to look at. But then we got Carmelo Hayes versus Andrade. And so this was the sixth match. They were Carmelo with 2 wins, Andrade with 3 wins before this match. Carmelo pins Andrade with a schoolboy pin and ties it with 3 apiece. So, and then LA Knight and Andrade got into it after the match a little bit. So obviously now we're going to get a 7th match from Carmelo and Andrade. That will end the feud. We got a little video saying AJ Styles will be back on SmackDown next week. The big question I think out of this is AJ the next target for the Wyatt Six? I'm starting to lean that way. Only time will tell. Oh, goodness gracious. Then we had Michin defeating Piper Niven. And then, let's see. Naomi did challenge Tiffany Stratton to a match for this coming Friday, so we'll get that. Main event, however, was the Bloodline. Solo Sikoa and Fatu and Jacob Fatu versus Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. So the Bloodline got the win. Of course, Cody comes out and deals with Tongans. As soon as Kevin Owens realizes that, he snaps. So after the match, Owens is yelling at Rhodes. Orton comes in and is, tried to be the voice of reason. Whoever thought we'd say that? So interesting dynamics there. I know we've said it over and over. Oh, I'm so sorry. This needs to be leading to a Cody Rhodes heel turn. Is what it needs to lead to. I'm guessing it won't, though. But overall, SmackDown was decent. Got you looking forward to this week. So this week will be the go-home show. We'll get Bad Blood the next night. So I'm ready to see how the results of Bad Blood, see how we really dig down into that. It's going to be something else. Let's see. Get into Collision results real quick. See what we had here. That was AEW Collision Grand Slam. I guess all week was Grand Slam. It was Dynamite Grand Slam, Rampage Grand Slam, and then Collision Grand Slam. I didn't watch Rampage. See what we had here. Okada versus Guevara for the Continental Champion. Oh, it was a Continental Championship Eliminator. do not like eliminator matches. Anyways, then we've got Trios Championship, Pac, Claudio, and Wheeler Yuta versus Private Party and Commander. We have a Lumberjack strap match, Jeff Jarrett and Hangman Adam Page. And then a Tornado Trios match, the Learning Tree versus the Conglomeration. So moving down here, we'll take a look. Well, that not even on the, that's just the poster for the thing. So there's more matches than that. Oh, right on. Thank you, brother. Zombie Bambi 2.0. I like it. That's an awesome name. Show that some love there. Very cool. I really appreciate that. Moving down, so looks like first match was Saraya versus Jamie Hayter in a Saraya's Rules match. Let's see, Saraya's Rules. They're not allowed to start the match until Saraya slaps Hayter. So the former women's champion stood tall and let it happen. But Jamie Hayter got the win. So very cool. B+ match. Oh, right on, Ohio. That ain't too far off the map for me. I know a lot of people that live right close to me that are from Ohio. So I'm in Middle Tennessee. Let's see. Then we got Conglomeration versus Learning Tree. It's a Tornado Trios match. I love that AEW has brought back the Tornado matches. That means everybody's in the ring at one time. There's no tagging. So glad to see those coming back. The Learning Tree defeated the Conglomeration. Somebody needs to defeat the Learning Tree, and I need Brian Keith to go back to being the bounty hunter and quit snarling his nostrils at me. I don't know what I need Big Bill to do, and I need Jericho to take a break and reinvent himself into something a little more pleasing than the Learning Tree. I'm not digging the Learning Tree as much. Conglomeration's really cool. That's an eclectic group and good bunch of group too. Good group of wrestlers. I like them. Learning Tree got the win. Grade was a B. All the announcers referenced Enzo Amore. Interesting. Let's see. We had Action Andretti was booked in a singles match against Brody King. Well, that's a and Brody King came out without anyone else from House of Black. Of course, Brody got the win. It was a C-. And then Jack Perry arrived in his customized bust for his TNT Championship Open Challenge. And Minoru Suzuki was the one that ended up being his opponent. The countout ending. Okay, Perry ended up winning by countout a few moments later after hitting a DDT on the floor. Then Shibata ran down to save Suzuki from being attacked by the bell. So the match got to see. That should have been a way better match. All right. We got the AEW World Trios Championship. Claudio Castagnoli, Pac, and Wheeler Yuta versus Private Party. So, Yuta reluctantly came out to defend the Trios titles with Pac and Castagnoli. Don't cover that up. I need to see that. Against Mark Quinn, Isaiah Cassidy, and Commander. So Quinn was isolated for a long time, but Yuta refused to tag in, so Castagnoli and Pac did all the work. Once Yuta was forcibly tagged in, he refused to do a drop kick after the big swing like he usually does. Tomorrow is last 3-hour Raw. Next year, Raw will be back 3 hours, 15 or 30 minutes on Netflix. Oh, wow. So that's it. Last 3-hour one. That's I don't like the 3-hour format. I think the 2-hour always worked just fine. So I'm okay with that. So Wheeler Yuta did kick out when Quinn rolled him up. He began to lose his cool and went on a rampage as Pac and Castaneda looked on smiling. Yuta won with the cattle mutilation submission. Yeah. Very interesting. So we still got to find out where Wheeler Yuta officially stands. What? A 3-way Lucha Libre match. The Beast Mordos versus Hologram versus Dralistico. Hologram defeated Mordos and Dralistico. That's pretty wild. That was celebrating National Hispanic Heritage Month. Okay, that's cool. Anytime I get to see more of Beast Mordos, I'm happy. That dude's really, really awesome. And let's see. The last match, we have the strap match. Adam Page versus Jeff Jarrett. Let's see. Oh, so this was a lumberjack strap match. I'm sorry. Let me make sure we're clear there. But instead of them bringing, it was the... Oh! Instead of them being strapped together, it was the lumberjacks who had straps. I planned to watch Collision probably here in a little bit, but I just didn't get around to watching it last night. That's why I seemed surprised. Different lumberjacks wanted to get their hands on different competitors, so while Dark Order was waiting to give Hangman a thrashing, the Bang Bang Gang was waiting to do the same to Double J. AEW ended up having several technical difficulties during the match, but the action was decent. Hangman leaned into his new attitude and beat up several lumberjacks and even threatened to hit Karen Jarrett. Several people took turns whipping Page, but he used a low blow to set up for Deadeye to get the win. Okay. So that's interesting. Again, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna watch that match because I really want to see that one and the trios one. That's the main stuff. Oh yeah, I forgot though that wasn't the main. Man, they put so many matches on Collision. It's amazing. Okada versus Sammy Guevara, Continental Championship Eliminator match. Yeah, Rainmaker picks up the win. Good clean match that allowed both men to shine, but it felt a little too short. That's kind of the downfall to trying to get that many matches in one 2-hour show. So Okada defeats Guevara. Interesting events there on Collision. It's kind of wild. We have not seen a lot of Sammy Guevara on the main show. We've seen on Collision he's killing in Ring of Honor, but not much on the main show. I'm not sure why that is, but it's good to have Guevara out and about. I don't know why this had to be an eliminator match. Either do the title shot against the champion, because if he wins, right? Okay, you beat the champion. Now you have to fight the champion again for another damn match and try to win the title. So that I don't like these eliminator matches. That's wish they'd do something different. But anyways, that's all the major stuff going on in wrestling this week. Around here if you missed it on Thursday, and I'm gonna start trying to bring it every Thursday, doing a like midweek news roundup. Uh, if you didn't see it, it wasn't live. So if you haven't seen it yet, if you would check that out and let me know what you think. I'm trying to make that improve that a little bit. The way I did it, I actually put myself in the corner, and I'll show you. I did it like this. I had the news articles pulled up with myself in the corner just like this, and went through several breaking news articles for wrestling, as it were. Let's see. And speaking of, let's take a look at see if let's check this out. 5 pay-per-views Dark Side of the Ring can cover in season 6. In Your House 8, Beware of Dog from 96. That's power went out during the broadcast. I mean, 2 matches were shown in the original pay-per-view. Rest were done in the dark. Okay, there's some interesting things that happened during that. All right. What else? December to Dismember. Yep. That would be an interesting one. And then Heroes of Wrestling, October 10th, 1999. Is this the one? I'm trying to remember. There was one that they tried to do with all the legends, and I think it was happening in Australia, and it was not going off. Let's see. The main event was Jake the Snake and Yokozuna versus King Kong Bundy and Jim Neidhart. In 99? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was about to say Yokozuna probably wasn't in the greatest of shape in 99. Yeah. He was easily 750 pounds at the time. Let's see. Victory Road 2011 from TNA. What went on for this? Oh, this is the one that Jeff Hardy showed up to fight Sting, and he was loaded. We'll say it that way. And then WWE's Girls Gone Wild, Spring Break Live Uncensored. Many pay-per-view options not covered so far. This is the WWE pay-per-view I hope gets covered the most. WWE and an adult entertainment company called Girls Gone Wild did a crossover event in 2003. The Divas participated in this, and it was so awful. It was a colossal failure and super embarrassing. Oh, wow. So those of you that are left in here, how many's watched the speaking of Netflix, how many has watched the Vince McMahon documentary? Because I actually watched it. I've watched all 6 episodes and over the course of 2 days, and then I actually have a video recorded of my reaction from it. But I noticed that I rambled way too long, and it's like 20 freaking minutes. So I got to get that edited, and I'm going to put that out later this week. But I thought it was really, really good. I think it focuses a lot less on Vince and a lot more on WWE. I was really hoping for a lot more about Vince, but they still did good. They got a lot of good stories from Vince, a lot of stuff from the interviews. and they don't get into the whole all the allegations and stuff going on right now that caused him to leave the company and all that. They don't get into all that stuff really until the last episode, I think it is, and they tell you ahead of time that when that stuff started coming out, interviews stop, no more Vince. So you don't go into it expecting to hear him talk about that, because he does not. You get some really cool insights about from Undertaker and Hogan. I told Chris I felt like some of what you get from Hogan is some of the most truthful stuff I've ever heard him say in interviews. It's the truth. Really cool, interesting story about when they broke the streak for the Undertaker, his WrestleMania streak. And I did not know that until I saw that interview. They didn't tell him. Vince didn't tell him till the day of WrestleMania that they were breaking the streak. So Vince himself sits there and says, the match was just a match. It wasn't super great. He said, I think Mark was still in shock and wasn't able to put out the match he wanted to. I was like, wow. I don't blame him for being in shock. Looking through the news here and seeing if there's anything else going on right now. The producer, I just ran across this news article. The producer for the Mr. McMahon series says Vince McMahon is not a reliable narrator in the series. Let's see. Mr. McMahon producer Matt Maxson discussed Vince McMahon's interviews in the docuseries about the former chairman. Netflix docuseries premiered on September 25th. I know that. Oh, let's see. In an interview with Kevin, I don't know how to say that name, Mr. McMahon producer Matt Maxson discussed working with Vince McMahon and reflected on his interviews. He says, I also think Chris Smith, who is the director of the series, has no background in professional wrestling. Maxson said, we would always kind of bring to him. It was David Shoemaker, who was one of our consultant producers for The Ringer. Grew up in the 90s in wrestling. But Chris had this beautiful thing of letting silence be awkward. Can we talk about the Vince McMahon part? Man. Maxson continued to discuss Vince McMahon's interview. He stated that when McMahon was not a reliable narrator, and the team set that up in the beginning. So many of those things made it into the series that you can see that it's not just necessarily passion. Maxson said it's asking things he's never heard before. It's, taking a look at things or being introspective. There's a moment in the series that I don't think anybody else caught onto as much as, things have kind of got like Phil Mushnick because he's a dirtbag or things like that. Nice to be able to do it. But there's a moment where he says there are times where what I say isn't necessarily what I mean. That was just such a fulfilling thing. He's like, I'm the chairman of the board. I'm not going to tell you the truth. We even set that up at the very beginning. He's not a reliable narrator, but, Chris did many subtle ways. Okay. That's what they're getting at. So, yeah, I mean, he did. He flat out said, Vince flat out says, he's going to do whatever is the best thing for business. And, that if that means not telling the truth, that's what he's going to do. So, but it's still got some really good stories. It's got some really cringe stuff too. Tony Atlas, that's about all I can say about Tony Atlas. I love Tony Atlas though. I think he's, as far as storytellers in the wrestling business, he's one of the straightest shooters in my opinion. I feel like I've said this many times. If you watch interviews, doesn't matter where they're at, when they were, and he talks about what happened to Bruiser Brody, his story has never changed once. It's almost the same every time, word for word. Any others, there's the stories have changed. The story seems to differ from time to time. Tony Atlas's story usually stays exactly the same, almost word for word. Not a whole lot else going on. I can tell you again, like I said, check out every Thursday. I'm going to be doing the midweek news run every Thursday. It'll be kind of the same format here. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to stick with bringing the news article up on screen. If you guys would let me know here, or let me know. Check out that first episode of that, and let me know in the comments there. It's on YouTube. That's where pretty much everyone's at for the moment. Yeah, mostly. It's going to be available on YouTube. That's where that's going to hit every week on Thursdays. Generally around like 6 o'clock, same time as the evening news. It's wrestling news, so I figured that's a pretty good one. Not slowing down on the wrestling figures and such, so keep a tab on that. We're coming up in just a few days on October. Best month of the year. Got so much awesome things that happen in October. Breast Cancer Awareness Month, Halloween, my wedding anniversary. October is just the best. So next few days, I'll probably end up having to get decorations out as it is time. We'll definitely be doing some Halloween stuff here on the channel, so keep in touch for all that. Probably do a pretty good themed. What day does it fall on? Let's look real fast. Go to October 31st is on a Thursday. Okay. So expect the 27th to definitely be a Halloween themed episode. It's going to be a lot of fun. Who knows? Might be dressed up, might not. Never know. But we'll get into, we might do favorite Halloween Havoc matches or something. Hit us in the comments. Let us know what you might want to see as far as Halloween themed and different stuff you might want to get out of us on that. If you hadn't already, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that like button. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of that. Follow us on all our other social media platforms. It's like all the platforms. And if you just look for that logo right there, that'll be the profile picture. You'll know you found us. It's like all the social media platforms. So just find them, hit the follow. We appreciate all that support. The extra continued support, if you want to check out the other YouTube channel, our sister channel is called Gladiator Toys. That channel focuses on all the other figures that you don't see behind me. It's going to be no wrestling figures. It's all the other collecting that I do. So check that one out. There's been a lot of cool figures found for that channel and this one as well. Quick shout out here at my local Walmart, Lebanon, Tennessee Walmart. Really cool coach over there. His name's Roger. So if you're in Lebanon, Tennessee, check out the Walmart. They have come a long ways in the past year. They had a reputation as a trashy store. And again, I'm there quite often, and the store has come a long ways. It's Walmart, so it's not perfect by any means, but it's way better than it used to be. And their in-stock has been awesome, and the toy section has gotten a lot better. So big shout out to them. Check out that other channel. Follow, subscribe, do all that. I think that's it for this solo edition of Gladiator Wrestling Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I didn't suck it up too much as a solo performer. That's it. Thank you guys so much. Gladiator out.